Okay. Good. Okay. Call the meeting to order for September 22nd's regular board meeting for the Board of Control. We do have a quorum present. We will have a guest speaker today. Mr. Michael Gould will be the guest speaker today. Could we take a moment of meditation, please? Thank you. Public comment, and we do have one public comment request. It's Linda Scott. Do what now? So they have to speak up. Okay. Excuse me just a second, Ms. Scott. I have to call the roll before we allow the guest speaker. So, present at today's meeting, are they, every person?
Have each person announced.
Go ahead.
Dottie Bell.
Maggie Martin.
Josephine Wade.
Deborah Yargren.
President Williams.
Roy Murray. So quorum is present. Okay, Ms. Scott, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Linda Scott, as has been stated, and I live in Hollywood, 446 Woodruff Street. I'm a patron of Shreve Memorial Libraries, as many as I'm able to visit, but my home branch is, and hopefully always will be, Hollywood Union Avenue branch. And my reason for being here today, our neighborhood association placed that sign that's out in front of the library on Hollywood. We have oftentimes purchased plants put in that flower bed, and we have never seen it being sprinkled, never seen it being watered. I understand you have a system, and right now we're gonna put some plants out, and we need you all to check the sprinkler system, to turn it on, to water those plants, because we've lost countless dollars purchasing those plants, and I'm not able at 80 years old to take water every day out there and water those plants, nor are members of our association. So, you know, like you pay tax dollars, we do too. And we put that sign when Mr. Pelton was the director years ago. And I'm a frequent participant, patron of Hollywood Union Branch. So we would appreciate it if you all would check the sprinkler system. They told us when Ms. Bandana and all the rest were members. I've been a part of this neighborhood, graduated from Hollywood, from our Union High, where that library is. So please take care of those things that we ask you to do. We appreciate what you're doing for us on the board. We appreciate our staff. We love them. And as I say, we go way, way back with that branch and all of your branches. I'll be attending Broadmoor because I go there for the seminars. And we want to continuously work with you all. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. I'll turn it over to our. We're ready. Yes, speaker. Okay, at this time, we have guest speaker Michael Gould. Mike.
Thank you. I'm Michael Gould. I'm an audit partner with Carr Riggs of Ingram, and I've been working on y'all's audit since we started doing an audit after no longer reported as a component unit or as a fund of the parish. And so, you know, we had a really, really good audit for the year ended December 31st, 2024. We submitted our audit report on June 30th to the legislative auditor, and it was accepted on July 9th. which is the fastest that I've seen this report be accepted by a legislative auditor. I think that that is a good sign. And so in the front of everybody's package, I gave you a one sheet, and this kind of summarizes the about almost 100 pages of other documents that I provided to y'all. And so, as you can see, it's all good news here. The opinion that we issued on the financial statements is unmodified. That is the best opinion. That's a clean opinion. Can't do any better than that, right? And we also issued a report on internal control over financial reporting and on compliance and other matters. And that report had no material weaknesses, no significant deficiencies, no material non-compliance, and no financial statement findings. So again, perfectly clean, as I have come to expect from working with the staff here. And the second staple document that slipped inside the front cover of the audit report, that is certain required communications that we must provide to those charged with governance, which is the Board of Control in this situation. And I encourage you to read that. I'm not going to recap everything, but I do want to highlight a few important items in there. We identified no fraud or illegal acts. We had no significant difficulties while performing the audit. We had no disagreements with management, of which I am aware, and we identified no significant or unusual transactions. So again, it's just very clean, right on. I want to point out a couple of the highlights within the financial statements, just as an auditor, what I think is important for the Board of Control to see within those. Governmental revenues exceeded expenses by about $1.6 million. So for everybody who's in the for-profit arena, that's your profit, right? That's $1.6 million in profit. And those are the governmental fund financial statements. That's really what you name it by. And I'll get into the government-wide financial statements in a second. Most of that increase was being driven by tax revenues. Those went up by $1.2 million, and that's primarily related to assessments. We saw that with all of our governmental entities that are heavily supported by ad valorem taxes. So you can thank the tax assessor for that. Personnel costs increased by a little over $1 million, and I believe that the board is well aware that there were 2 cost of living adjustments provided as well as merit increases provided during the year. And so the net effect of that was just over $1 million. And this is the really good news for the library as a whole. The general fund unassigned balance was over $33 million. So that is basically, you know, when you hear about governments being in financial distress, that's when that number is close to 0 or negative. And so y'all have a $33 million fund balance that's unassigned. So that can be used for general purposes. And most of that is liquid. There's about $14 million in cash and $19 million in receivables. So, and the government-wide financial statements, I like to talk about these because this is where we pull in all of the assets and all the liabilities. It's where the buildings get recorded. And it's also where my 2 favorite things, the pension and other post-employment benefit liabilities are recorded. You hear a lot about those at like a state level, but the library is a participant in the city Shreveport's plans, the city's retirement plan and the city's other post-employment benefit plan. And so they get actuaries to calculate what the total liability is related to these 2 plans, and then they do an allocation, and based on the number of employees at the library, a certain percentage of each is recorded on the library's financial statements. And so the pension plan caused a decrease in net positions, that's essentially expenses of $1.9 million. And that is primarily related to an increase in proportion from 9.79 to 10.17%. So again, the number of employees of the library who are participating in the city's retirement system against all of the participants, that proportion increased slightly, a little over 0.5%. And so you can see there that along with other factors drove about a $2 million expense to the bottom line. And the other post-employment benefit liability actually increased net position, so it went the opposite direction. I can't call it revenue, but it was like a negative expense of $3.1 million. And that's primarily related to a decrease in the proportion of other post-employment benefit liability. That decreased just over 0.8%, so almost a whole percent, from 2.99 to 2.18. So again, these aren't numbers that you really have to worry about now. Basically the only thing that would be of concern is if every single employee was vested in all of these benefits and retired tomorrow. And that's not gonna happen, but this is the projected liability of everyone who's currently employed if they reach retirement age and start to draw on these benefits. So we also perform statewide agreed upon procedures. Those are mandated by the legislative auditor. And I'm sure I see a lot of familiar faces. You've all probably heard me talk about this many times. The good news this year was that we only had to do 2 sets of procedures. We only had to do contributions and prevention of sexual harassment. And that's because those are the areas that in the prior year we identified some exceptions. And good news is the prevention of sexual harassment had no exceptions this year. The deposits are still not being made within 1 business day, and I don't believe that it's cost beneficial or probable that that's going to occur because the money is being collected at each of the branches. And then the assumption is that you turn around and deposit that within 1 business day, but it has to come here and go through all the internal control processes to be counted and recorded and things like that, and then taken to the bank. So you'll always have a little bit of a lag there. That's an exception I don't see going away, but it doesn't cause me any heartache to report that, because if it was more severe, where I said that there was no financial statement findings, if that was like a severe issue, I would report that as a finding to y'all. And so I don't believe it. They are being made timely, but the legislative auditor and the state law says it should be 1 business day. It's a very high bar to clear. So that is all my prepared comments. And so if there's any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer those. Yes, sir.
Would it be safe to say that our team in the field and our leadership team here have been good stewards of these fiscal resources?
Absolutely. I believe that is a fair statement.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to, and we forgot to do a point of question of privilege that we did lose Mr. Pelton, and he was part of the finance, so we need to pray for his family too.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Gould.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda for September 22nd, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Then moved and properly second that we accept the agenda for September 22nd, 2025. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the special call meeting August 20th, 2025.
I move we accept the call meetings from all the call meetings.
Been moved, can I get a second? Second. Been moved properly second. All those in favor of approving the minutes from August 20th, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. We'll now move into unfinished business. Excuse me. I'm excited to say, and I think everyone is aware that we are certainly moving forward, making progress in the director search. Since our last meeting, we've had an opportunity to speak with the folks from the Bradbury Miller Associates who will be the firm facilitating this search. So we had our initial meeting, and at this point, they have received feedback from our staff. They sent surveys to staff, to the board, and I believe just key stakeholders within the community. And they've received that feedback, so they're processing that and certainly taking that information into account as they move forward. And one of the main things they wanted to do is get feedback from the field and from, excuse me, from our constituents as to what we're looking for in a new executive director. The position is posted and it will close on October 19th. And at this point, they've received 8 applications at this time. And so, again, it'll be open for a few more weeks, and we're hoping for a great slate of potential candidates. And certainly they will keep us abreast of how things proceed from there. But everything is on time, everything's moving forward according to the timeline that was shared with us. And so certainly we feel, again, very cautiously optimistic that we are on the cusp of getting the next best executive director. Are there any questions from anyone about where we are in the executive director search process? Any comments, anything that I may be missing? Okay. All right, we will move on. Proposed amendments for the Board of Control Organization and Bylaws. So we will review these amendments, proposed amendments today. At our next meeting, we will vote on those amendments. So if has everyone had an opportunity to take a look at them? Does anyone have any questions about any of those proposed amendments? They're pretty much just fundamental name changes due to life, nothing out of the ordinary. So again, you can certainly entertain any questions, anyone need any clarity on anything. If there are no questions at this time, we will proceed, but again, we review today.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir, please.
I noticed in the section 8, on the agenda, it changed from committee reports to reports. Is there a reason for that?
I'm sorry, sir, ask that question again.
It changed from, it has committees strictly from and it has new business and it just has reports.
Which section?
It's on page 12.
So you're going to swear, I'm going to search your papers on that.
That is, because it's y'all's reports, director's reports. Isn't that the point of change that? Yeah. Yeah.
It's director's report.
Those are reports that we give.
Okay, so you're not going to have any committee reports at all?
Those would be under new business.
Okay, so we're gonna put committee reports actually will show under new business? You're not just gonna?
As they are now on the agenda. So the reports that we're talking about here are just the reports like the executive director would give,
Okay.
Beyonce,
Okay,
and Smith.
all right.
Do you want to add committee reports? I mean, is that what he's asking?
No, I just wanted to see why, I was just wondering why it changed the name, because it seemed like you do want, the board would have a section for committee reports. It seemed like that would be, something that if the committees have to vote, and the committees have to be in open session now, and if the committee is supposed to give a report, it would seem like you.
Yeah, anytime we have a committee that has to report, it is certainly added to the.
It's under, that's fine. I was just wondering why it was taken out.
Okay.
But that's fine.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, if there are no more questions at this time, again, today was our opportunity to review. Next meeting, we will vote on these proposed amendments. Okay. And now now we will discuss the proposed budget adjustment for maintenance.
Yes, good afternoon, board members.
Good afternoon.
We're requesting a budget increase for maintenance of $100,000. They have already reached their allocated amount for 2020.
Is his mic picking up? It is, okay, all right, you good. Okay, sorry.
That's fine. They have already utilized all of their allocation for 2025, and they had quite a bit of unexpected projects that they had to do during the year. We've had quite a few emergencies that we declared with air conditioning and some roofing projects. So we're requesting an additional $100,000 for them to finish out this year.
Okay. Any questions concerning the request to revise the maintenance budget? If there are no questions, I will entertain a motion to accept the proposal to increase the maintenance budget by $100,000.
Okay, I move that we increase the maintenance budget, I'm looking at it now, $100,000. And it explains in here why they need it.
Okay.
Second the motion.
Okay, it's been motion and second that we increase the maintenance budget by $100,000. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. All right, now we will discuss the proposed update of the budget for the capital improvement project at the main downtown branch. Ms. Fortenberry.
We have our architect here, Misha Farrell, to speak to us about why we have an increase in the numbers that we mailed out to y'all.
Hi, yes, I'm Misha Farrell. I want to do a quick shout out to Ms. Scott. She was very, very essential to her participation and the community in Hollywood Union, one of our favorite projects that we ever did. So,
Thank you.
yeah, as far as our downtown branch, very excited about where we are with it. And the increase that you're seeing from what you saw before is, one, this is including your furniture and equipment.
Okay.
And so that's part of the 4.5 million. The other tweaking of it is that I go through and I look at the cost means reports for what things cost at each quarter. Updating that to the fourth quarter of 2025, I found that the general requirements for dealing with an existing property that is going to have some furniture that we still have to move around was a little bit of an unknown. So I puffed up our general requirements numbers a little bit in this opinion of probable cost, because the last thing I want is for a contractor to come in with a number higher. Now, we do have ways to control that. We've got additive alternates that if it comes in really low, we can choose to add things, or we can deduct things if we need to. There's always value engineering that can happen if possible. I'm trying to give you a budget that I think we're going to hit with no problem, and we're trying to give you a project that will have a lot of longevity for you. And I'm excited for community downtown to be as excited about the downtown library as Hollywood Union. Any questions about that?
When will we possibly have this library finished?
That's what I just finished.
November of 2019.
Because I know if we wait a long time, it's going to go up in price again.
Well, you're right on that. It's like it always seems to increase, and there's a lot of volatility in the market right now, which my contractors, they're pulling their hair out. They don't know what to expect next. But what we're looking at is we're going to go out to bid at the end of this year. So we're going to hand it over to the city, and depending on how long they take to produce their front end, we should go to bid this year. There's a 9-month construction time that I've allotted for it. So that means to me that we're probably in the fall of 2026.
Question I have about the area that was for the law school or the law center. How are we coming on that, and will there be a potential of getting it going at any time soon? Because I know they're getting a little nervous down in Baton Rouge as to when this is going to happen.
I can answer that somewhat, and all of that is to say that it's kind of in limbo because we're in a consolidated lawsuit because our southern partners have sued us. And so we can't move forward to remodel the third and fourth floors and finish our insurance requirements until we know what's gonna happen with all that.
So the lawsuit is what's holding us up as far as getting it done?
I would say so, and then we have to meet with Southern and make sure that we're gonna pay our part of the insurance requirements and that they're gonna pay their identified part of the insurance requirements.
If they made a decision today, when could they get started and how long will it take to get it done?
I don't know the answer to that. I think we would have to consult with lawyers because again, we're in the middle of the litigation.
I haven't seen anything going on with lawyering, and so that's why I'm asking these questions.
They're in the middle of depositions and discoveries and,
That could be 5 years. At the rate that, you know, I'm a defense attorney, I know how long it takes. And if you're not pushing it, it's not going to go very fast. And what I mean is, they have a project that's ongoing. They have something they need to do. We have something we need to do. And it only is going to get more expensive if we don't make a decision, if they don't make a decision to get it over with. They came up and looked at the facility a few months ago and, you know, was very hopeful and moving things along. And, you know, to me, it looked like it wasn't a whole lot that needed to be done. It's just, if it's a matter of getting it, to me, whatever's being negotiated is going to cost a whole lot more money just because it is being pushed out over legal expenses or dealing with not being included. The same issue we have is how long will it take? It's going to cost more and more with the litigation portion of it that can just destroy everybody's budget.
agreed, but we're not in a position to act on our own because they have responsibilities and we have responsibilities, and it makes sense that we would have the same contractor. And in order to do that, one party's gonna have to trust the other to pay for it and reimburse them or find some other way of doing that.
Well, that's the reason why I say that. I know it's not our fault or your fault. The issue is to bring those two parties together, and that is the library as well as the contractor, along with their lawyers, and see what does it take to get this thing over with, and how are we going to negotiate it? We call it mediation, and that's a way to get it done and get a decision made as to what people are intending to do in order to try to resolve it. If there's controversy, let's figure out what the controversy is, and let's end it. The lawyers putting time on it for the next few months or next years is going to destroy the whole project. I mean, that's just a legitimate, you know, this project will go away, and then there will be costs associated with why did it go away. So my thought is that we need to be pushing the button on them getting together, us getting with them, or their lawyers and our lawyers getting together. Let's talk about getting it resolved. Otherwise, we're not going to get anything over with.
I have, in the past, I've spoken with someone from the Southern Board, and so I'll certainly make a follow-up phone call. I concur we need to figure out where we are and get it moving. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Sutton?
I would like to add that someone from Southern did reach out to us and ask what is it that they need to do to renew their lease. However, we are unable to answer that question because of the litigation. So Susan is going to seek some guidance from our attorneys in that regard.
So we'll be hitting it from both angles. Again, I will make a call this evening.
Okay. And I did talk to the president was here last week for open house, and I just mentioned to him, I said, we ready to get in. I really don't think, it is just my opinion, he don't know really too much what's going on. So I think you really need to talk to somebody.
That's my point. The lawyers know what's going on.
That's
but
right,
we got
the
people
president,
that-
like he
that-
really
we
thought
don't
things was
know
going on. That's what I'm
what's
saying.
going on.
Point well taken, thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Davis will certainly renew our pushing
Yes.
so that we can get some resolution on this matter.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments concerning the proposed budget capital improvement project? Okay, if there are no more questions, we need to vote to accept it. Yeah, we do. I'd like to get a motion to accept the proposed budget increase for the capital improvement project for the main downtown branch.
So moved.
Got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. The motion properly second. All those in favor of approving the proposed updated budget for the capital improvement project, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries. New business. We'll now receive a report from the personnel committee.
If I could interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Just for my own clarification, are you guys approving the estimated cost of 4.5 million or the cost not to exceed 5 million? Because there's two in that report, so what are y'all approving?
We're asking for approval up to $5 million. This,
Up to
you know,
$5
as we talked before, we don't know what costs are gonna go over the next 9-10 months, so we're asking up to
Up to 5 million.
Yes.
That's fine. Any concerns for board? Up to 5 million? Okay. So it has been voted on and we approve up to $5 million towards this project. Thank you. Thank you for that clarity.
No problem.
Personnel committee report.
The Board of Control Personnel Committee met on September 10th. Those present were Reggie Abrams, Maggie Martin, and myself, Deborah Yarborough, the Personnel Committee Chair. If the proposed 2026 personnel recommendations, Ms. Fox reviewed the recommended personnel budget for 2026, noting that in 2026, the city will require the addition of other post-employment benefits in the budget. And Jim Lee added that this likely will be an annual addition to the personnel budget. Ms. Fox also explained the proposed 2026 merit pay increase. The recommended 3% merit pay increase would be effective February 6, 2026 for all eligible employees who meet the merit pay increase criteria related to training, attendance, and discipline. And it was unanimously passed by the Personnel Committee, forwarded to the Finance Committee, and now to our present board. And then Ms. Fox also explained that it is a requirement to include the employee pay rate schedule by job classifications in the budget each year, whether or not changes have occurred. And again, that was voted unanimously by the Personnel Committee, forwarded to the Finance Committee, and now to the full board.
All right. Any questions concerning the Personnel Committee report? I'd like to get a motion to approve the draft minutes from the September 10th, 2025 Personnel Committee meeting.
I move that we accept that. Second motion.
Then, okay, motion and second. All those in favor of approving the draft minutes for the September 10th, 2025 Personnel Committee meetings, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. We'll now have our Finance Committee.
Okay, Finance, ready. Okay, Finance Committee was called to order. I was called to order. The meeting called at 10:15 and established the presence of quorum. And the committee members that was here was Maggie Martin and Deborah York and myself. Library staff present, Gina Box, Susan Funberry, Jim Lee, Deion Sutton, Beverly White, and Womack. Okay, there was no public comments. The approval of the agenda was done. Deborah York moved to approve the agenda, Maggie Martin seconded the motion was passed. Report from the True Library Personnel Committee meeting. Deborah York, Personnel Committee Chair, presented the report from the September 10th, 2025 Personnel Committee meeting. The Personnel Committee members voted unanimously to advance the proposed 2026 personnel recommendation, including the personnel budget, the 2026 merit pay increase, and the employee's pay rate schedule by job classification to the Finance Committee and the full board for approval. Deborah Yarber moved to accept the report from the Personnel Committee and forward the 2026 proposed personnel recommendation to the full board for approval at the next regular scheduled board of control meeting. Maggie Martin seconded the motion. Motion passed unanimously. Mr. Lee presented the 2026 proposed budget for Shreve Memorial Library. He reviewed the process through which the budget was developed and included department meetings to determine specific needs and uses. And the, what's that, very long, I should know that, I love it. Revenue projected from capital parish to determine the amount available to meet those needs. Deborah Yarber moved to accept the 2026 proposed budget for Shreve Memorial Library as presented and to forward the full board for approval at the next regular scheduled Board of Control meeting. Maggie Martin seconded the motion and motion passed unanimously. Then if the Maggie Martin moved to and Deborah seconded the motion to adjourn the meeting at the Finance Committee at approximately 10:25. Motion passed unanimously. And I would like, I would have to leave at 5:30. Will we get a chance to vote on this today? I mean.
Yeah, we should be.
Because I want to, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, any questions concerning the report that's been provided? If not, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the draft minutes from the September 10th, 2025 Finance Committee meeting.
So moved.
Second.
The motion and second that we accept the draft minutes from the September 10th, 2025 Finance Committee meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. We will now review the proposed budget for 2026. Does anyone have any questions about the budget? No? Questions? If there are no questions at this time, I'd entertain a motion to accept the proposed budget for 2026 for the Shreve Memorial Library System.
I move that we accept the proposed budget for 2026.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded.
And the provisions.
And the provisions.
And thank you.
Provisions.
And provisions. All those in favor of accepting the proposed budget and provisions as stated, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. We'll now review the proposed revision for student virtual library cards. Ms. Sutton.
Did y'all do D?
The budget policy.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you, I'm sorry.
Policy and procedure.
Time for new glasses. All right, the proposed budget policy and procedure revision, Mr. Lee.
Yes, we just had to make one change, excuse me, to the budget policy. If you will look on page 48 of the packet, it's 404 of the policy itself. There's two references to the Caddo Citizen as our official journal. Caddo Citizen no longer exists, so we're changing it to the Shreveport Times. And that's just noted in two places.
Okay, we're gonna call it the Times of the Shreveport Times. The Times? Okay. Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the proposed revision of the procedures manual to change it from the Caddo Citizen to the Times.
Mr. President, I so move acceptance.
Been
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that we accept the proposed revision. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Proposed revision for student virtual library cards.
Let me preface what I'm about to say with, we do not have a virtual card policy. We have procedures, but because the board was instrumental in helping us make the virtual cards possible, I'm asking for your approval to revise the virtual card procedures. We would like to increase the items charge limit on the virtual cards from 2 to 5. We believe this would be a benefit to those students who use the cards regularly, as they may need additional items for their educational needs. Branch staff have run across the current item charge limit being an issue for some students. And another reason to consider the increase is that we recently increased the item charge limit on the regular cards. Also, we would like to we would like to charge students the actual cost of library items when they are lost. The current procedure is that we charge them $5 for the lost items that are on a virtual card, regardless of how much the library pays for the item. However, our integrated library system is not set up to charge items on a virtual card differently than those on a regular card. And then lastly, in our continued efforts to clean up the integrated library system, we would like to be able to remove the expired virtual card accounts that have lost item charges on them from the ILS when there has been no activity on the account for 3 years. So we're asking for approval to make those revisions.
I'd like a motion that we, make a motion that we do, on this time only, make these revisions and then give this back the authority to staff to do that rather than bring it to the board.
Got a motion?
Second.
The motion and second that we accept the proposed revisions to the student virtual library card this time and give it back to the staff. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Yes, ma'am.
I was just saying that was a good.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And now we will look at the meeting schedule. So I am asking the board, for obvious reasons, if you all would consider changing the normal time of 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. for our regularly scheduled meetings. And certainly if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. Yes, ma'am.
I have another meeting. I mean, it's at 6 o'clock, but it takes me about 15 minutes to get to it. And it's always been scheduled on the last Monday of the month. But I'm, like I said, we did January, February, March, and all, okay, so if I have to leave, that's the reason.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
if I have to leave.
And if we're looking at a 4:30,
Okay.
certainly worst case scenario of 5:30, we'll be
Okay.
out of here, worst
Okay.
case.
All right.
Any questions?
So moved.
Can move, can I get a second?
Second.
We would probably say that we change the regular meeting time from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. And now, time for our ad hoc committee for board control officers. It's at this time that we establish the committee, and then the committee will have, I believe, a couple of months to do their work of identifying the slate for the next board officers. I am going to ask Ms. Yarborough if she would consider chairing the ad hoc committee.
I would be happy to.
All right. I'm going to ask Mr. Abrams and Ms. Wade if they would serve with you.
Sure.
All right. So we have established our ad hoc nomination committee for board control officers for 2026. At this time, we will move into our reports from our administrative staff. Ms. Sutton, Library Services update.
Thank you. For the sake of time, I'll just hit some highlights from the library services area. As you all know, that covers the branches, access services, programming outreach, and maintenance. The highlights for public services, programming, and outreach is that this month is a library card sign-up month. The branches, branch staff, and the programming and outreach team have been busy registering people for library cards and or replacing library cards or renewing privileges. To date, programming and outreach and branch staff have issued 618 new cards. That's from September 1st till now, and they've renewed 677 new cards. Programs planning is in place for Hispanic Heritage Month, that is October. The Rebel will start Thursday, so branch staff, programming and outreach team, and some of the, maybe some marketing will be assisting at the library school during that time, and it goes for a week. Let's see what else. David Raines, I don't know if y'all heard about it or not, but they hosted a presentation of the play by Judy Mason. The play was titled, or is titled, Katrina Storm Stories, and it's directed by Vincent Williams. And he's a talented arts teacher for Caddo Schools and the founder of the Extensions of Excellence Theater Group. And there were about 120 people in attendance at that program. Broadmoor will be hosting a Flower Crown workshop in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. And Cedar Grove will be hosting a Spice It Up cooking demo for Hispanic Heritage Month. Hollywood, during the summer, they partnered with Hattie Perry Spa for their summer program, and library staff provided activities for participating youth at Hattie Perry every Friday. Means offering a monthly adult painting class now, and I've been told that more people have expressed interest in attending. North Shreveport had a Doggy Day story time, and they are planning to continue to have the therapy dogs come to the branch on a quarterly basis. Access services. Acquisitions, they've added more video game types to circulation, including Nintendo Switch 2 games, PlayStation 5 games, and Xbox SX games. The cataloging department has continued to have good output with 2,946 new items added to the collection in July and 3,517 added in August. And cataloging has been working on projects to reclassify CD, audiobooks, Switch games, and launch pads. And then interlibrary loans helped patrons be able to check out 206 ILL items in July and 223 in August. And then Access Services, our area manager of Access Services, he's added the student virtual cards for this school year. And we've also partnered with a non-Caddo school to provide virtual cards for them as well, and that is St. John Berchmans Catholic School. And other private schools, if they're interested, all they need to do is reach out to the area manager of Access Services. And then last but not least, we have our maintenance, and you'll see the following projects that were outsourced. They did HVAC repairs, tinted windows, cleaned air ducts, replaced flooring, painted the break room and the dumpster gate at David Raines. They made some HVAC repairs at Maine. Had the 5-year fire inspections done at Broadmoor, Cedar Grove, and Maine. Installed a safety rail and cleaned the fence line at Wallette. Replaced the flooring at North Shreve. Did some exterior painting at West Shreveport, and then had light pole maintenance at North Capitol. That's my report. Thank you. Do y'all have any questions?
I just got a question. And is groundskeeping under maintenance?
Yes and no. We have a maintenance oversees it, but we have like a vendor that does.
I'm just making the request that we check on the sprinkler system in Hollywood. That Scott
He's
has
here,
a
and he
question.
can
I'm gonna check first thing in the morning.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, are we gonna get her Miss Scott's plants watered?
We got that.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sutton. Now, Ms. Box, Administration, Business, and Technology update.
Okay, thank you. All right, before you, you have the strategic tech plan that we just completed. John wanted this done, and he got the ball rolling. We've got a consultant, Carson Block, to work with our IT area manager, Greg Frick, and he's here today if you have any questions. And went through the staff and questions and surveys as far as what kind of innovative technology that we wanted to see happen within the system for our patrons, for our staff, et cetera, for the next couple of years. This is going to go in line with the regular strategic plan, which will finally come to expiration in 2028 as well, so we can renew it at that time as well. We also worked with marketing. Samantha helped us with the glossy booklet that you have before you today. So I just wanted you to look at it and see what we have put in place there. And of course, if you have any questions, again, Mr. Frith is here for you. As far as HR is concerned, Mary is here as well from HR. We did complete the LWCC audit, the premium audit. Typically, she puts a lot of work into that, and what corresponds or results is we usually get some type of refund at the end of, or beginning of next year, I think, as far as all the work that she does put in for that. But if you have any questions regarding that, she's here today as well. Training and development. We are helping to facilitate the state mandated training with the Gingerbread House for our Youth Services Department this week, so they'll be attending those meetings. As far as our talent acquisition, we've had 9 new hires as of this printing, which was September the 9th. 3 internal transfers. And again, as of September 9th, we had a turnover rate of 9.4%. Which is pretty good according to what we are this year compared to where we were last year at this time. And then as far as financial services, Susan's here to continue, unless you have any questions for the other 2. I'll turn it over to Susan.
Okay. Ms. Fortenberry?
For financial services, we are close to doing depositions for the consolidated lawsuits. On the 15th and 16th, they will be talking to staff members and asking us whatever their questions are. And we're still in discovery as well, going through probably a 3rd round maybe. We were able to hire a new dock manager. So we have a new dock manager who started on the 2nd of this month. And finance and IT are working together on a project where we're changing our card processor for our credit cards that we use, our patrons use at our branches. So we're right in the thick of that, especially this week, because we've got to get it done before the end of the month. Questions?
Any questions from the board? Okay, thank you. If there are no questions, we will now move to the Marketing and Development Foundation update.
I know you guys have been here a while, but I have so much great stuff to tell you about marketing as always. So I will try to go as fast as I can, but some of the stuff I really got to just brag on. So marketing, as you know, we've been busy since our last meeting. We've done 29 press releases. We've had 74 media mentions tracked. When I printed this in September 5th, if you've been watching the news the last couple of weeks, I have done about 3 different interviews in the last couple of weeks, so those media mentions are continuing to increase. Kirk is doing a great job with our social media. Our reach continues to be well. Our newsletter, we're still rocking at 34.42% for an open rate, which is amazing. If you look at open rates for email marketing across the board, we are at the high end, so that is awesome. Our paid advertising, we did a lot of advertising for our summer reading project that has transitioned to back to school. So we have television commercials on all of the stations regionally now. So that's KSLA, KTBS, KMSS, KTAL, and KSHB. So we have commercials promoting library all over and encouraging people to get their library card and to use them for back to school resources and to also sign up for library cards because it is library card sign up month. We have been continuing our Through the Lens videos. And if you haven't checked out our website, we just posted one. Our latest one was for the Hamilton South Cattle branch, which came out awesome. We have visited the Atkins branch and the Higginbotham branch in Greenwood, and those videos are currently in production, and we hope to debut them at Staff Development Day coming up on October 13th. As a plug for myself, because I really don't like to brag on myself, but I will be speaking at the Louisiana DOJ Justice of the Peace and Constables Conference this Wednesday. over at Live Casino. When they asked me to speak about libraries, I was excited, and I was like, of course, I'd love to come tell you all about the library. I did not realize that I was the general session speaker, so I have a little bit of pressure on me now, but hopefully it'll be a great presentation, and it can take away a lot of great information about libraries in general and Shreve Memorial Library specifically. As far as the foundation goes, the foundation has been rocking and rolling as well. Again, they're assisting with the Through the Lens project. That project would not be possible without the work of the foundation and the Beer grant that they received to help fund us doing those video stories. Jeanette and I have been traveling to all of our branches with our Around the World in 21 Branches campaign to raise awareness for the foundation, and we have been to more than half of all of the Shreve Memorial Library Shreve Memorial Library branches. And our goal is to hit up all of those branches and hopefully have our final one at the reopening of the downtown branch, whenever that is. So we have some stops coming up. If you want to come out and learn more about the foundation, we will be at the Atkins branch on September 29th, not 22nd, and then at the Houston branch on October 15th. The foundation just recently received its biggest gift to date. A gift of about $10,000 was given to us to help further the foundation support of the library, so that's great. We're building our donor base. It's really picking up a lot of momentum, and Beyonce did not mention this. She let me take all of the glory for this, but the foundation has agreed to take on the little library at the Pop Museum by supplying the books for that. In the past, when Shreve Memorial Library set up the little library, we were stocking the books with books from our collection, and Mobile Library would go out there quarterly and change out the books. Well, a lot of the books have been walking away. So to help us keep our collection and not lose those books, the foundation has agreed to supply all the books for the little library, so they will make sure that those bookshelves are full, and they will go out and bring those books for the little library. So we are so happy that the foundation is able to partner with the library and help us keep our mobile library collection intact. I believe that is all the wonderful things we have going on in marketing. Marketing is always fun. We always have so much going on. One Book, One Parish is coming up in October, so please read the book, join the conversation. This year's book is The Thread Collectors. We will have a commercial to promote that and some billboards as well. So we're rocking and rolling. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
What's the title of that book tonight?
The Thread Collectors.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any miscellaneous items to discuss? No miscellaneous items? Our next proposed meeting is November 17th. That is the week before Thanksgiving. Does anyone foresee November 17th being a challenge? Do you all want to look at rescheduling? Everybody good with November 17th?
Dawn, we talked about maybe considering pushing it back till after the Bradbury meetings. Did you want to consider the 8th?
Thank you. So we talked about the week of the 8th, December?
8th.
Right, that's right. During that time frame, there will be some action going on with the search, and we wanted to be able to give a current report. So would everyone consider rescheduling November 17th to December 8th? And at that time,
I'm in federal court that day,
okay,
that week.
that week of December 8th. Okay.
In other words, November 17th to the December the 8th?
Yes, ma'am, we're asking
Okay, I
if
just
you,
didn't want, yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We do have a Monday, December the 1st, but that's right after Thanksgiving, but if that's an option, December the 1st. It would still be after the Bradbury meetings.
And again, this was all taken into consideration, the holiday, so what's your pleasure?
I'm available December 1st.
December 1st.
Just I can't change that up first.
Okay, so December 1st, 4:30 here. All right, so I'd like to entertain a motion to reschedule the November 17th meeting to December 1st, 4:30 p.m.
So moved.
So now we're at December 1st, not December 8th.
Correct, we're gonna move to December 1st.
And can I understand one, Ms. Owen? We are going to, not to make a big deal out of it, but we are going to see that Mrs. Scott's plants are watered.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We will make sure
I
those,
just want to make sure that we've got that
beyond a
also.
shadow of a doubt, those plants will be watered if I have to water them myself. With a $5 bucket. All right.
I'll help you, Doc.
All right, so, it's been motioned that we, move the meeting to December 1st. Can I get a second? It's been motioned and seconded that we move the November 17th meeting to December 1st. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, meeting adjourned. 5:30 on the dot.